Time now 6:01. Jason and Alicia here with you. As you saw there, we have a lot to get to this morning, but we got to start with the weather because it is going to be pretty nice here.
Ben, you're filling in on a great week, my friend.
That's right. First time in, I believe, 2 months, we have a totally dry 7-day forecast. Now today, can't rule out a spotty shower or two. We are watching some light showers and some cloud cover out over the Dakotas. It'll pass through the southwestern corner of the state later this afternoon. But any shower we do see is going to be fairly light. No thunder or anything like that. An overall pretty picturesque day. Hey, Jason, I found your spider right there. He's hanging out. Nice camera shot right there this morning. He's just hanging out. He's just having some breakfast. It's fine. Current temperature 65 degrees. Very comfortable dew points right now in the upper 50s. I think that'll be a big trend this week. Drop in humidity. Few spotty showers possible this afternoon, but otherwise should be a mostly dry week ahead. We'll talk about how long that dry streak could last with your full forecast coming up. But first, let's toss it over to Cece for your Tuesday traffic.
Hey, good Tuesday. Can't complain about the roads right now. Looking pretty good. The only place I'm seeing some slowing, which is pretty typical for this time, is down in the Inver Grove Heights area, Highway 52. Right now it's pretty clear, but a few minutes ago that was kind of stop and go there for a minute. So remember that 52 seeing that back up right before you get into the construction area where 52 meets 55. Other than that, not seeing slowing though if you're coming in from the Hudson area into St. Paul on 94 westbound. Should take you about 15 minutes to get there. I'll have more construction projects to preview during this half hour as well. Alicia.
All right, I'll check back soon. Thank you, Cece. We are getting new information right now about the shooting in South Minneapolis that left 1 person dead and 5 others injured.
It happened about 7 hours ago near the Hiawatha Transit Station. Michelle Beck is live at police headquarters with new details from police. Michelle.
Well, I called police just about 15 minutes ago and still no updates from police about what is now a homicide investigation. But this much we know, 6 people were shot overnight. 1 of those people we know are dead. We'll take a look at this very large police presence here, captured around midnight near 17th and Franklin. Even from this one angle, you can count at least a dozen officers. The scene is very close to the Metro Transit Franklin station. In fact, Metro Transit PD confirmed with me they were there to assist MPD. And the crux of this investigation appears to be this underpass. We saw MPD forensics there on the ground capturing the evidence markers. And guys, at this point, we're still looking for a lot of answers, including whether or not police know who the suspected shooter is, what that person's motive might be. And of course, when it comes to the 5 people who were shot and are recovering, how are they recovering? Are they doing okay? Will they survive? Certainly crucial questions that we would like some answers to this morning. Guys, back to you.
All right, Michelle Beck reporting live. Thank you for that update. We do have an update this morning on a shooting in northeast Minneapolis. We first broke this story yesterday on Sunrise. Minneapolis police tell us 1 man is dead and 2 people are in the hospital after being shot. It happened behind the Holy Land restaurant Sunday night. Now, investigators say this started as a fight, but didn't say if the victims were involved. So far, they have arrested 2 women.
Now to the other big story that we're following here at 6:04. You're looking live at Milwaukee, where day 2 of the Republican National Convention begins in just a few hours. On today's agenda, Minnesota Representative and Majority Whip Tom Emmer will deliver a speech tonight.
Former President Donald Trump isn't slated to speak until Thursday, but in the last 12 hours, he made a surprise appearance at the convention.
Donald J. Trump.
With a bandage on his ear, Trump came out to a standing ovation after formally clinching the Republican nomination. It marked his first public appearance after surviving an assassination attempt on Saturday. Trump and his party celebrating his newly announced running mate, J.D. Vance. The freshman Ohio senator rose to prominence as one of Trump's fiercest critics, but changed his tune before being elected 2 years ago. Political experts say he could invite more moderate Republicans to vote their way.
Vance doesn't have some special access to some group that Trump needs to unlock, but I think they're making a bet on him being able to potentially reach out to folks who are, sitting in the middle.
Other things to know about Vance: he served in the Marine Corps, eventually graduating from Yale Law School, and he's also known for his best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. We're also learning more about what President Biden said on his phone call with Trump in the hours after the assassination attempts. Take a listen to what he told NBC's Lester Holt in a sit-down interview about 10 hours ago.
Very cordial. I told him how concerned I was and wanted to make sure I knew how he was actually doing. He sounded good. He said he was fine. And he thanked me for calling him. I told him he was literally in the prayers of Jill and me. and I hope his whole family was weathering this.
Meanwhile, a major win for the Trump campaign. In the last 24 hours, a federal judge dismissed charges against the former president in the classified documents case. That judge said special counsel Jack Smith should have never been appointed to investigate whether Trump misled federal investigators to keep sensitive documents. Smith says he plans to appeal the decision. The ruling doesn't affect Smith's investigation into whether Trump tried to overturn the 2020 election. Coming up in 30 minutes, we have new details about the attempted assassination. And right after sunrise, Savannah Guthrie will have live coverage from the RNC on the Today Show.
In the last 24 hours, a small sense of closure for the family and friends of Danica Bergeson, who was murdered in her Hopkins home last summer. Here's what happened.
I'm Lou Raguse. An abusive boyfriend is now admitted to murdering the woman he was ordered by a judge to stay away from. 40-year-old Matthew Brenneman pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the death of Danica Bergeson. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office was pursuing first-degree murder, but the case was weakened when the medical examiner could not determine Danica's cause of death. The plea deal calls for nearly 24 years in prison. Brenneman killed her just days after being released from jail with a restraining order.
We're tracking new developments in the Change Healthcare saga. This morning, 11 people are in custody after protesting outside of United Healthcare's offices in Minnetonka. The People's Action Institute says more than 150 healthcare advocates were protesting what they call a systemic practice of refusing to authorize or pay for care. The Minnetonka police say the 11 arrested yesterday were blocking the street outside of the health insurance giant's HQ. Just after lunch today, the federal building in Minneapolis will officially be renamed the Paul D. Wellstone Federal Building. It's in honor of the late senator who died in a plane crash back in 2002. Wellstone's wife, daughter, and 5 others were also killed. That dedication ceremony is happening at 1 p.m.
6:08 is your time. Right now, more than 6,000 people still don't have power, nearly 48 hours after weekend storms. And that's up again in the last 30 minutes. Xcel Energy says crews are out working to get everyone back online, restoring more than 120,000 people since Sunday. And take a look.